Hello everybody and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. When we last left off, the final investigation took place. And now we are coming into our second trial. And, well, we'll just have to see how it goes. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Obvious. It's the same for all trials. Skip. Whatever. Locker room dumbbell. Indeed.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears
I'm just going to go through all of them.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
That's where it is.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Alright. So it's the second one. Probably. There was something with a bullet stain. Actually, maybe it's the third one.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Actually, maybe it's either.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Let's try this one. No, it wasn't that one. It was in fact the iron pipe. You think you have some proof that contradicts what I said? Well, I was answering your question rather than contradicting you, but okay, fine. I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in their statement somewhere. Okay, so it's contradictions
injury.
I'm looking for specific.
It appears it was a head wound.
Yes, it was.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument.
Actually,
But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
I missed.
Interesting.
Damn it. Okay.
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Isn't there a...
Poor Chihiro.
Hang on a sec. Isn't there a way to speed it up? Oh, yeah. Oh, big. Okay.
Chihiro's, it appears.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a power.
Poor Chihiro.
Oh, this is so annoying. You fast forward if you want. Yeah.
Chihiro's, it appears it was.
According
Come on.
to the Monokuma file,
Come
what kind
on.
of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Okay, put it there. Beautiful.
No, that's
Fantastic.
wrong.
Break.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
That would probably make sense.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
That is one hell of a
And the
dumbbell, by the
wound on
way.
the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
Oh, really?
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You
Yep.
looked at her head wound?
I'm surprised you lot didn't.
That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit.
Let's.
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Yeah.
Chihiro's killer is
Genocide
the
Jack.
fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Honestly, I don't even remember what non-stop debates are. So let's... For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. It's called white noise, but it's pink, go figure. Yeah. It's also called blood, but it's also pink. Where's Hero during the investigation? Sorry, hang on. Hero being the Boy Scout guy, isn't he? That's actually a good question. No idea. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just... Wait, sorry, I missed something because I got distracted. If your action difficulty is set to gentle white noise when it's not, in which case you can yeah, no. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Make your argument. Genocide Jack case file. Okay. Well, there's
The
no...
culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Okay. There you go.
Hey, so speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is.
Dude, same though. The thing Baka showed me in the archive, one look at that and anyone would be convinced. It showed that this was the work of Genocide Jack.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it's actually really fast as well.
That's impossible.
Well,
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
fantastic game, some extra seconds to your timer. Yeah, apparently.
I
wonder if that's actually going to be
know
useful at some
one
point.
reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
Okay.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
Yeah, we haven't
Why
really
of it is
discussed that
probably
bit.
more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
Oh, that's wrong. I imagine him yelling, "Ding dong, you're wrong." Obviously. Ding dong, you're wrong. I just imagine him jumping up onto the desk and just throwing his shit at people now. Ding dong, you're wrong. That's a fun image. What was it? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we know that this isn't. Well, I think that this isn't the actual school as well. So how the hell did he get his hands on those files? That's the more important thing, I think.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case.
They are
The
strung up
first
and
is that a bloody
bloody
message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Okay, this is actually going.
No.
Sorry,
It's
did he
actually
just say
bloodlust.
booblust? I'm very sorry for skipping through that.
But more important is the other characteristic.
Never made public?
Why don't you tell them?
Yeah, sorry for skipping through. It's just those are all painfully obvious. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body. It has to do with the positioning of the body. How the victim was positioned. Okay, game. Okay, like, jeez.
I got it!
Jeez.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack
I'll
case,
just let Otto.
the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
Other
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Or if they'd read the report, I'd imagine.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Don't you mean taco?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Bacula, since when you actively engage in debates? Dude, I know, right?
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Among Us. It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Taco, but also to not be Taco. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Correct! Good job. Hangman's Gambit. There's left 6. Oh, right. Oh shit, what the hell is this supposed to be? No. No T. C. Oh. Schizo. Okay. Schizo? Schizo. There you go. Okay.
Now I understand.
That was a weird one. What? Yo, dude, why am I in a courtroom again?
Jack has a split personality?
Dude, did they find my weed farm? Oh,
I
shit,
think I
no.
read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, probably.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Taco could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed. It has to do with her behavior changed. Dude, game, come on, at least make it somewhat difficult.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Is this because I put the logic to media?
That's right.
If it was hard, would that line
She
have showed
fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine! Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm.
Oh.
In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Scared of herself. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Yeah, the promise.
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
Oh, before it.
She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
Why'd she tell him?
And that trepidation
Yeah,
is what's
because-
caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
Because she has the
Isn't
hots
that
from.
right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah, and now I'm absolutely convinced that she isn't the killer.
Promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic
is it?
little story. I didn't ask you to. This is
Baka.
the real
That's messed
world,
up.
not some romantic fantasy fairy
Yeah.
tale.
I
Besides,
mean, you can't really
you
blame him
broke
either.
your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oh wow.
That's
Okay.
the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Huh.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but...
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Trust me.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
You would imagine. Taco's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? Yes! What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend,
Genocide
Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Yeah, nobody was
fuck is
actually
this?
put off by that name, by the way.
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality!
This
So
is
what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Okay, but I'm confused because did she kill her? She can't have. Like, there's no way that the game would be that stupid. No way.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
She's a red
Yes,
herring.
well, the
Absolutely.
world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
Yeah, she's talking very
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
yeah, she's speaking very coherently for having her tongue literally hanging out of her mouth. Very odd. What happened to her teeth? This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, Hifumi getting brave.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
And she's also a liar,
kidding.
I'd imagine.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
He did it because it was
This
fun,
should be
obviously.
enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
I don't buy it.
Remember what Monokuma told us?
Face Jack like
If
You're not able
someone
to
didn't
refuse to
murder
ask.
and graduate within 24 hours,
But he's not
an
attracted to
embarrassing
Jack.
memory or secret would be revealed.
That's the difference.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
Oh, definitely
If a
was,
secret
I
like
imagine.
that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Yep, there it is.
Huh?
There it is.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Big brain play. 5,000 IQ. Wait for it. Wait for it. Taco is the killer. It had nothing to do with Jack at all. It was all Taco's fault.
Yeah.
10,000
I could never
IQ.
believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. Was he that sweaty in the first trial as well? What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. Alright. Let's do this thing. Make your argument. Status of the dead body. Strung up in a crucifix position, but with cord.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Was it just me, or was there only one option in that one? Okay, I have to just focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That must have the answer. That should prove that what he said isn't quite right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
but I didn't kill anyone.
Oh, and
You
I have
say
to.
that,
I can do
but
that
do
every
you
single
really
time.
expect
Okay.
any of us to believe it?
And the robot
Perhaps
sweats.
if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to
Here we
this
go.
incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Ah, damn
What
it.
more proof do we need?
Okay, and I forgot again that I
You
can
killed her.
fast forward as well. Boy.
Sorry, but I.
You say that, but
Perhaps if you had an. Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Pong.
No, that's wrong.
Incorrect.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, and by the way, even the robot sweats. Yeah, well, I'd imagine that the robot sweat every time Sayaka came near him with a chainsaw. But that's just a guess.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Yeah, also she only kills
Imagine
guys.
you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're
That's
very
also
picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
I've only ever
This
heard
is
of Chef
no creation
Boyardee.
of mine.
I know absolutely nothing about him. Very odd.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
The murder weapon and the way the body was strung up. There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
I just realized
in the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Yeah, don't really understand why,
Stop comparing killing people to cooking?
It's hard to my vibe, man.
Are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Indeed. That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend her?
I got it!
No scissors.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
What is your
Well,
point?
in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement!
Yeah, I was just about to say that. She used those same scissors multiple times for every one of them. Like, where did she get them? Why didn't the police track that down?
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Same, Fireball, same.
You know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac?
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
What?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one
Oh,
more
Makoto. Oh,
Huh?
shut up, game.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in
They
each
were all
Genocide Jack
guys.
case.
They were
There's
guys.
a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
Yeah, noticed.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
No comment. Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. If you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is... I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl. Because Chihiro was her lover, obviously. No, Chihiro was a girl.
I got it! Is it
Although there's
because
definitely fan
Chihiro was
art
a
out
girl?
there.
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money!
Sorry, can I? Oh, I can actually look through this stuff. Okay. Good to know.
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, yep. All them. All those names that I'm not going to butcher.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
I'm embarrassed.
What's wrong with you?
Oh my gosh.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
Where does she store all of her scissors for Taco to never find them? Here's a better... It's probably in the same place that Sayaka hides her chainsaw, where Makoto can't see it. I'm guessing in her bra, personally.
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
Funnily enough, that means Hifumi is actually
We
perfectly
get
safe
it.
being beside
You've
her.
clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly
Oh shit,
kill
son!
for a reason as petty as mere
Oh
survival.
shit, son!
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
Ew.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Yeah, that is true. They probably do have the same VA. They do sound very similar now. What is the food talk deal? Yeah, I know.
Who would go out of their
No.
way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell? Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
What school doesn't have scissors?
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Wrong.
Are you
Here
sure
they come.
about that?
Yeah. Saw this coming. There you go. And she has a JoJo pose.
She's
Wonderful.
fully equipped. That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime.
Oh,
Why
you're
would I
approaching
resort to
me.
dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
Oh, she's fun. I like her.
I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
And anybody who looked at that file that we looked at.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Oh dear. Okay, well, honestly, I was really expecting it not to go this way. Personally. But yeah. The only choice, really. I guarantee at some point T-pose Mondo T-pose. I guarantee at some point I am going to have to finger myself. Not in the fun way. But I really wasn't expecting it to go this way. I really wasn't. I thought it would be somebody else. But, no well. Sorry, Watson, but time for you to make your mark on history.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it?
Choose yourself, it's funny. I will have to at some point, I'd say. But,
You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Hey, Richie! Hey, I remember you. It's been a while. How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you again.
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man
Plausible.
behind it all.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Yeah.
Then I must ask.
I don't think that was
When would you
him,
say
though.
I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
That'll be after the first trial.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
One in particular. And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You
That's
wanted
true.
to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Incorrect, actually. Since he's a guy, he should have assumed that it would have blown, that the machine gun would have blown his head off if they had tried to get in there. I didn't notice that before.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
That big machine gun had nothing to do with it.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
I'd say there is.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Oh, damn it, I just missed.
Okay, then. What's so strange about it? Go ahead.
He tried to pin me for murder. Isn't he so romantic? Yeah. Hey, crazy... was it? Crazy attracts crazy or something? I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Why not? Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case though, I will say that if you don't use the flashback, you won't be refuting anything. But then, good luck and have fun. Oh, I forgot to use my... Oh, I forgot to use my Valley Girl voice. Oh, I should have been using my Valley Girl voice. No. Monokuma File 2. Okay. Can I? I can. But yeah. So you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
okay, you feel me.
That's a natural reaction for
the victim was Chihiro. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Okay. So, we've known before we'd even found her. Hang on a second. What was that first one? Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there's a clear contradiction there. Because it doesn't make sense how he could have known before we'd even found it. Oh yeah, that's true. We knew it was... Yeah, we didn't actually know who'd been killed before then. Okay, I need to make that contradiction clear. Okay, but...
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
Oh, okay.
How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
I see.
You absolute... That's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was...
No, there you go.
Wrong.
That makes sense. More like absorb it.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Ooh, Makoto's getting
because
angry
up until
now.
we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
That's true.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Baka's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
But he's still absolutely convinced that he's going to win.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Not only contradict him. Oh, cool.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Interesting. The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. Okay, let's take a quick look, because I don't actually know what the game is going for here. Let's see. The Genocide Jack case file. Suspected Genocide Jack victims include Ken Harada. What's his name again? Togami. Jakuya Togami. Okay. I think it's this way? Togami, no. Jakuya Togami, no. Okay, they were killed in the same way and mounted to a nearby wall. The word bloodlust was found each written in blood. Profiling indicates the killer is likely a student suffering from split personality. Okay. But weird. I don't actually see Togami and countless others. Why it had to be him? Why it had to be him? Why it had to be him? Curious. Curious. I'm written in blood. I don't know. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. I'm looking at the right thing, right? The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. What could it be? I actually have no idea. Okay, this game has got me now. The game has officially got me. Library desk lamp.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again?
Oh shit, didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro
okay,
was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Stupid.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Okay. Well, I now know what it meant. Okay. Actually, a rope. Okay. Okay, I was overthinking things.
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy.
Hey, Byakuya, I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Pop. Beautiful.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Overthinking things is really the downfall in games like this, isn't it?
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope...
Yeah, you can.
Or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Indeed.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to say it right now. The game got me. I did not see this one coming. But at the same time, I thought, like, it was just too obvious that it blinded me. I should really probably stop thinking so much about this game, honestly.
Byakuya must be the one who took the extension
That's a shame.
cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I
do still
killed
need to
Chihiro in the
recreate
girls'
the
locker
thing.
room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
Still need to recreate the
I
scene.
intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Yes, indeed.
Is that about right?
Yep. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. Game surprises us. Well, at least you're happy, Firewall. As if he's not involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that...
Hang on. As if he's not even involved. Yeah.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Yeah, I got you, Firewall.
Sorry,
I got you.
but could we hold on just a second?
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Well, now I need to play
I
the
know,
Phoenix
but
Wright for
still,
Baka as well.
There's something
Okay.
that's still bothering me.
Alright.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
Well, the part where you killed her in the girls' locker
What about all
room.
that bothers you?
That's completely incorrect. Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Baka just said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. The scene of the crime!
I got it!
Alright.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing.
This
What
guy-
kind of
yeah.
question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Wow, Baka is a real
She
Baka,
was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about
Yeah,
that.
okay, so I was right to...
How could the scene
not
of the crime
be-
have been anywhere else?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Indeed, several, in
I
fact.
believe I do.
Hey, Baka, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Baka, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Baka never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Who needs permission?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys and girls' locker room. Yep. That is the... 2 locker room posters. Oh, sorry.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was
More
a
befitting.
picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
Stain.
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee.
Protein coffee? While I was in the girls' locker room earlier,
Why would
I
anybody
spilled some
bother?
protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. And we can prove it. Probably. There it is. Boys' locker room carpet. Oh, again. Like,
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
I'd know it anywhere.
Then,
Its smell, its
Does that
taste.
mean that the carpets were
feel.
switched too?
I'd know it anywhere.
But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
Hey, Bird. How's it going? Nice to meet you.
I can certainly follow
Hope you
the
enjoyed the show.
reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
It is actually kind of weird.
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Well, we know that. It's Leon's card.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, really?
I highly doubt
Hi, you
that.
sound alive, which is weird because you're a streamer.
I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
That was a nice hi. Well, that's the strangest compliment I've ever been given, but I'm very happy to receive it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very new to streaming, so I haven't quite been ground down by lawsuits and drama and stuff yet. So I'm still kind of hopeful for my future and stuff. But thanks for that. Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Okay. That could be like looking at the saying, that's Cusco poison. I can smell it anywhere. The poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
Is it
that
really
poison,
possible?
yeah.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it!
Why don't
She
we let
must
the
have
guy
hacked her
talk?
e-handbook.
Who knows the
She
way in.
was the ultimate programmer, after all.
Oh yeah, I forgot
I'm
about that
sure
as well.
that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
He knew.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Oh. Interesting. Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt that it was... In which case, can we really say that she used it?
Is it really possible?
Interesting.
Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked her e-hand. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't think she used the thing.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Okay.
No,
Well, that was
it's wrong.
the end of that. But... That is weird then. When did Leon's handbook break?
No,
How
I
did
don't
that
think
happen?
Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
This game is such a risk to stream.
Why
The
not?
Danganronpa Phantom always spoils everything.
Because Leon's
True,
handbook was
true.
broken.
I think 3 different people have
Oh.
tried, but
Well,
I
then,
swatted
yeah,
them
I
away.
guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
It's a real
I
pain.
am struck silent by how quickly you do that.
Plus,
Damn,
isn't there a
Sakura.
regulation against
Put him on
using
blast, why
someone
don't you?
else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
No, Fireball, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about other people.
Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Yeah, for sure. Once saw a guy come into a girl's stream of this first game. He asked her favorite character. She told him. He then revealed her favorite killer. Told her who the next victim would be. Yeah. Wow. One spoiler equals one limb loss. Yeah, that's a perfect society bear way of putting it. She could have gone to the boys'
Okay
locker room,
then,
so...
I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya is the one who did it. Really? Well, I think we need to figure out how those can be damaged. But still, I don't know what else I can do.
I agree with you, though.
Yeah, that's very
I think
sad.
you're on the right track.
Jeez.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Well, the fact of the matter
Why are
is,
you so
she
sure
was.
she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Oh.
I'd like you all to come see something.
Well, this is a new one. You remember this part?
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Oh, that certainly intrigues me.
It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. Okay, and I'm going to put a cut in the YouTube video here. Thank you very much for joining me. Like, subscribe, comment, favorite, all that stuff. Have a great day. Goodbye.